Hey, how's it going? Am I Moody? Hey, what's going on, Amanda? Good evening, everybody. Starting to see some people showing up. Okay. Hi, was that Sturzilla? Okay. Now, normally, when I make a video, usually, obviously, I create the topic, but the purpose of the lives is for you to ask me about things you want to talk about. Hey, what's going on? Wish upon a blueberry. I like that name. That's a beautiful name. Wish upon a blueberry, indeed. I did bring my coffee with me, so I'm ready. We will be going for about 30 minutes or so. I don't see a need to go any longer than that, unless it's like really crazy. But if you have anything that you want to talk about, anything, I don't care. That's what I am here for. I just want to talk, just discuss. Yesterday, so my aunt bought me a subscription, and for Christmas, I might add, a 1 year subscription to Consumer Reports, and I got this in the mail yesterday. And so I will spend probably, it's actually kind of thick. It's got a lot of pages on here, but I'll probably spend the next week or so reading that. So Wish Upon a Blueberry wants to know if I watch football. And in all honesty, Blueberry, I do not watch football. If I watch anything at all that's sports related, I am actually kind of a professional wrestling fan, specifically AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Hey, Anna, I am doing awesome. I hope your weekend has been doing well. Actually, I hope all of you have had a great weekend. Amanda's asking me, do I watch Tommy Innit? I'm not sure I know who Tommy Innit is, but I'm guessing no. Today, actually started yesterday. For whatever reason, my back started getting tight, my lower back. Now, it's easy to say it's because of all the driving I do, but I think it actually has more to do with probably arthritis. I don't know what's going on there, but my whole back has been kind of tight down here at the bottom. So I have to be very careful how I lay down, like when I slept last night. Today when I went for a walk this afternoon, or this afternoon, I was walking very slow and deliberately. I wasn't getting too crazy. Yeah, so just one of the benefits of old age. Anna asks, how am I doing today? Well, I am actually doing very good. I feel positive and upbeat despite the sore back. It's a YouTuber. Okay, so Tommy Innit is a YouTuber. I will look that up. Let me write that down because I have never heard of him. Tommy Innit. I will look that up. Okay, Amanda. What does he talk about? Just out of curiosity, could you educate me? What does he talk about? Oh, okay. Wish upon a blueberry. What is my favorite movie and my favorite snack while watching a movie? Wow. The funny thing is, so let me tell you a quick story here. So, I don't know that I have a favorite movie. I have favorite types of movies, but normally when I watch a movie, so like I might go through long periods where I have not watched anything. But the last two nights, Friday night and Saturday night, I watched one movie each night. And it's been a while since I've sat down to watch a movie. So on Friday night, I watched It's an older movie. It actually came out about 2020. It's called The Hunt, which is a very funny movie. I thought it was fantastic. I didn't know what to expect, but I started seeing some clips for it on YouTube. So I thought, you know what? Let me rent this movie. And sure enough, I rented it, and I actually thought it was hilarious. And then last night, I watched a movie from, I believe it was 2023, called Sisu, and it's a Finnish movie. It's the main character is basically a former commando who hunts down Nazis, and because they're trying to kill him and take his gold from him and stuff. And it was a pretty action-packed movie, but it was also over the top. So in a lot of ways, it was kind of like The Hunt, but with a slightly different take, obviously. Um, as far as my favorite snack while watching a movie, if I go to the theater, which isn't very often, I like popcorn. But if I'm just sitting at home, I don't know that I actually eat anything. Oh, okay. Amanda says he talks about a game called Minecraft. I have heard of Minecraft. It is like one of the most famous games in the world. The funny thing is, I have literally never ever played that game. He does cuss. That's fine. I'm not sensitive to it. I just don't cuss on this channel because I am trying to keep it family friendly in the sense that none of my topics or anything that I wish to discuss, I think, nothing of an adult nature, where a family would be embarrassed. It might be boring for children to listen to me talk, for sure, but I do try to keep it somewhat clean, somewhat neutral. Now, if you look at my channel, you'll notice I specifically talk about politic and religion free. So within the context of my videos, I try to adhere to that. However, for the purpose of these videos, these lives, which every Sunday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, Iowa time, I actually am willing to kind of throw that rule out the window, so to speak, because again, I want the conversation here on the lives to be guided by the viewers. Now, I understand not everybody here's a subscriber to me. Maybe they have no idea of the type of content I produce, and that's fine. But if you want to talk about anything, I don't care what it is. If I don't know about it, I'll admit it. But if I have an opinion on something, yeah, I'll be more than happy to share it. Okay, let's see. Nate, man, you're the best. You exactly like me. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. That's a nice compliment. Thank you. Your mom swears all the time. Funny thing is, my mother she doesn't cuss at all, but she's also, she's like 79 years old, or will be soon. I do cuss quite a bit outside of these videos. Again, I'm trying to minimize offending people here, because obviously, some people are sensitive, and unfortunately, I think in a lot of instances with like social media, Facebook, people, they're nasty to each other. People say things to each other online that they would never say in person, and it's kind of sad. It's just like, they say something hostile or inflammatory to try to get under your skin. And, maybe, I've had a few even here, not tonight, but in my videos that I've recorded, maybe kind of throwing some heat my way. Yeah, no, you got it right, Blueberry. Absolutely. All the bullies online are really nice in real life. And it's weird. So I feel like people have two personas, right? There's your online persona where you can, if you choose to be really like a just a nasty, mean individual, and you're online, you're safe, you're ensconced in your home, nothing bad can happen to you. Maybe that's what people get off on, I guess. But then there's other people who now, so I'm kind of the opposite. So I try to keep a here online, I try to be polite and nice, whereas in real life, I tend to be, I do have a strange sense of humor, for example. Um, Sometimes I do appreciate good sarcasm. Um, I will never, I'll never use sarcasm on this channel because, again, I'm trying to remain relatively neutral and true to who I am as an individual. Um, let's see. Let's see. Amanda says I always get cussed at by a cyber bully. Sometimes they even call me the N word. Yeah, the funny thing is what's that saying? Like sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me, or whatever. However it goes. Um, Try to minimize your interaction with these folks because they just, I don't know, like they're unhappy. The way an alcoholic, for example, the reason they take to alcohol because something in their life is broken, right? I used to have a neighbor here to my north, and he was a drunk, and it just watching alcohol destroy people's lives, and it's like bullies are the same way. So when I was a kid, um, I don't know that I had they were the neighborhood kids, and I was the new kid in town, in the neighborhood, and they would harass and kind of intimidate and bully me a little bit. But I yeah, I don't know, there's something about bullies, man. It just like that's the one thing that actually gets me fired up, when somebody tries to top dog or alpha dog somebody else. And I don't want to like intimidate anybody. That's not my goal. I could care less about that stuff. I just want to treat people kindly, try to make more friends. Uh, because let's be honest, friends is something we all need more of. Absolutely. I don't have that many friends. I have a handful, but in my case, I guess it's a case of um, fewer is better, or quality over quantity, perhaps. Um, so I mean, I'm always open for getting more friends. 100%, absolutely. I think we all need more friends. Um, let's see. Wish upon a blueberry. My friend is really mean online, but he is like the nicest human in the world in real life. Yeah. And I'm not going to tell you to be friend or unfriend this individual, but it's kind of sad that people are like that, why they feel the need to be mean online, but they're actually really nice. I don't get it. Um, why is there a watermelon but no fire melon, earth melon, or wind melon? That's a funny. The funny thing is, so maybe some of you are aware that I used to teach English back in China, and I was um, a teacher at a kindergarten. Well, these students are like 5 and 6 years of age, and one day I just started because obviously you can only teach them so much English, but I wanted to engage their brains, find out how they think. And so, for example, um, I held up like we had like a fake watermelon toy, like a plushy toy or something, and I said, "Why is the watermelon green on the outside but red on the inside?" It wasn't meant to be a trick question. I just wanted to hear what they had to say. Um, and, one little girl, she gave I don't remember what the answer was, but, she did her best to try to answer it. Another time, we had like a, globe, and, some of the globes have like a line for the equator that goes around the globe. Well, I held up the globe and I asked all the students in my class, I said, okay, do you see this line right here? And they're like, yeah. I said, now, if we were to travel to that line, like we took a boat or an airplane, would we see that line? And believe it or not, actually, like a lot of kids actually thought they would see the line there. I just wanted to hear what they had to say, but no, you're right. Why is there a watermelon but no firemelon, earth melon, or windmelon? That's funny. I like that. Have you heard of the new movie Constipation? It never came. Oh my God. All right, dad jokes. Oh man, Constipation, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, that doesn't sound like a movie I'm going to be going to visit anytime soon. But no, that's funny. Good, I like that. I appreciate these types of these two types of humor. They're pretty good. So let me ask you folks, what do you have anything special planned at all for this upcoming week? I'm just kind of curious what you might be working on. Normally, so I work Saturday through. I'm sorry. Well, I can't think straight. I work Monday through Saturday normally, so 6 days a week. And today, Sunday, I was kind of hoping to get what they call a stat run, meaning I needed to take like an emergency delivery of medicine to one of these senior care facilities, but it didn't happen. I spent most of my day at home. I just tried to take it easy because, again, I do work 6 days a week, and my back is kind of tweaked out a little bit right now. I'm also getting ready for tax time. So, for example, like I compile these tax summaries for, mileage on my car and stuff. And and I've got other documents that I'm trying to collect so that when I finally have them, I can go file taxes. And I think I mentioned it last week. So I'm working on I bought a course for learning how to do YouTube because I'm about as naive as they come. I'm as novice as they come. I'm trying to learn so that I can, make better videos, make better content. And so I've been spending time with that. In fact, even before I just came on this video, I was working on my laptop on that. Let's see. Amanda says, my wife left because of my Star Wars obsession. May the divorce be with you. Yeah, indeed. I like that. That's funny. May the divorce be with you. Isn't it? What is it? May the 4th? Isn't that like a don't they consider that like a Star Wars holiday? May the 4th be with you or something like that? Do I trust AI to give me accurate information? You know what? Generally speaking, yes. Completely accurate, maybe not necessarily, but good enough. For example, I might turn to AI and I will ask AI something along the lines of, give me a history of, I don't know, like, just as an example, give me a history of breakdancing, like who started it, where was it started. The answer isn't that serious, for example. Um, so, generally speaking, yes, I do trust AI. It's to the point now where whenever I whenever I would have gone previously in the past to Google or any other search engine to answer a question, it's now easier for me just to go and use AI instead, because it's quicker. Um, the essence of the answer is going to be correct. It's good enough in my case. Now, would I rely on AI to help guide me in brain surgery? Probably not. But some of these things aren't that serious. Like, obviously, if you were doing something with the law, like if you needed to understand the law better, it's probably better to just go ahead and consult with a lawyer than to ask AI. But if you're wanting to learn, I don't know, what's the correct way to tie a bow tie or something, AI is good enough, right? Amanda asks, do you play video games? Well, as a matter of fact, I used to. I don't anymore. Um, Generally speaking, don't get me wrong. If I start a video game and I get really sucked into it, it can definitely consume me. Absolutely, 100%. Um, in fact, I'll tell you a story, short one. So about the time 9/11 occurred, I used to play a video game that I'm thinking of specifically. I would literally play it for about 18 hours a day. And so this was back in 2001. So I would wake up about noon. I would play the video game from about noon one day until about 6 a.m. the next day, and then go to bed for 6 hours and do it all over again. Now, no, I don't. I generally speaking, no, I don't play video games anymore. This is your mom's account. Amanda said hi again. Oh, so when do I start my lives? So this is going to be super easy to remember. Every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Chicago time. That will definitely help you remember. I only started last week, so starting 2026. So just remember, 8 p.m. Sunday night, Chicago time, which is Central Standard Time. Has anybody got any really big or hairy or important questions to ask? Again, I don't mind whatever you want to talk about, I will talk about. Maybe you want to talk about things that are going on in the world, or any problems you might be having that you're not embarrassed to discuss. Yeah, anything. So, like I said, I would take this about 30 minutes. We are at 27 minutes right now. As long as people keep talking, I'll keep talking. But otherwise, we'll wrap it up here in about 3 minutes. And just out of curiosity, if you could give me maybe a show of hands, so to speak, do you anticipate getting a tax refund this year or no? Oh, Amanda, man, I tell you what, you have no idea. I spend hours every day watching YouTube. Um, yeah, no, you don't even want to know how many channels I subscribe to. I mean, it's just insane. I don't watch all of them every day, and not all of them post every day, but some are very important to me, and I definitely watch those very religiously. Do I like pets? I 1 billion% love animals. They they somehow the uh, I don't know, the frozen cage that my heart lives in gets completely melted with animals, with regards to animals. If you go to After this live is over, if you go to my community tab on this channel, and I make posts on there, and some of those posts are pertaining to animals. Ooh, Messi or Ronaldo? Man, I think generally speaking, I I don't know. Is Messi even still like the top guy anymore, or is he retired? Um, I gotta be. I think I'm gonna have to actually go with Ronaldo. Truthfully, in all honesty, there's just something about him that I really appreciate. Uh, yeah. So I guess Ronaldo for me for sure. Which one do you like best? As far as my favorite, well, animals. What animals do I like the best? Um, I really like goats. I love goats. And uh, owls and cats. I like a lot of birds actually. I love birds. Do I live in the USA? Yes, I live in Iowa. Um, right in the capital city of Des Moines. So, where do you live, Amanda? Ah, Missouri. Awesome. Wish upon a blueberry's back. I'm glad to have you back. I love Missouri. Missouri is such a beautiful state. Um, I went the last time I was in Missouri was in February, Valentine's Day weekend of 2020. I drove down to um, Branson to spend the weekend there, and it was so much fun. If you recall, in February 2020, things were starting to heat up, if you will. Obviously with the global pandemic, all that. But let's see, wonderful. Um, anyway, we are now at. I'm going to the Badland, which is in South Dakota in June. I went to the Badlands in. Trying to think here. This would have been in October of 2016. And I felt like I wasn't even on planet Earth anymore. It felt so surreal being there, like you're on a completely different planet, like an alien planet. Let's see, we rode to Missouri all the way South Carolina. I think we went through Iowa. Okay. So I was actually kind of, I mean, it is a boring state in the sense that it's pretty flat, lots of corn, lots of soybeans. But I like to think that the people are pretty good. I mean, they're friendly, hospitable. But yeah, you know. All right, well, guys, we are at 33 minutes. So I think we will wrap that up for this week. Just remember, every Sunday night, um, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is Chicago time, Dallas, Texas time. And yeah, so don't be afraid to meet me up here every Sunday evening, and you know, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. All right, thank you very much, Blueberry. I hope you all have an awesome, awesome week. I will do my best to have an awesome week as well. Do I watch Family Guy? You know, no, no. There's only one TV show that I really watch when it comes on, and that is The Amazing Race. That's the only TV show I go out of my way to watch. So, anyway, I wish you guys all the best this week, and I will see you all back here on Sunday next week. All right, everybody, take care. Bye bye.